Welcome to Michael Potts F1, every moment from every Grand Prix. Hi, Steph. How are you doing?
Hello, Michael Potts. I am very well because the kitchen is being installed here at the moment as we speak.
I know, I'm so excited. I saw the video that you did on it on Patreon, and it looks brilliant. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm in Vienna, so
You can't say, unfortunately, I am in Vienna. Vienna's amazing and I'm quite jealous. If it wasn't for the kitchen, I would love to be in Vienna.
Vienna is one of my favorite cities, and it's glorious. Yeah, it's lovely and hot. I've spent the day running around town taking photographs of everything.
Oh, stop it. But you've also been to the cinema, haven't you?
Yes. So last night I went to watch the new Formula One movie, which, if you haven't watched yet, in this video we'll try and avoid doing any spoilers. So don't worry about that if you haven't seen it yet. It is brilliant. It's really, really good. I was on the edge of my seat the whole way through. I don't have any fingernails left. It was very, very, very exciting. I think it's a great one for everyone to go and watch.
Did you manage to spot yourself in the movie itself? Because I mean, I haven't seen it, but I know that you are definitely in one of the publicity shots.
Yeah, so I'm in one of the promo photos that they've been using, but actually that scene is a little bit shorter, and I'm not in it. So what
Ah.
happened? It was at the British Grand Prix. We didn't know that Brad and Idris were going to be on the grid. I spotted them out of the corner of my eye walking through the middle of the cars. So I run behind them, and this is where that shot comes from. I'm power walking behind them. I raced down the side of the track on the gravel track, and I thought I got to a really good spot ahead of them. Turned around, kneeled down to take the shot, and this hand comes onto my shoulder and just pulls me away. So I missed the shot, and I wasn't in the background either. It was quite wild because for a few races, we were all part of this massive film set. They were filming the whole time. There's these scenes that you kind of go, well, I saw that being filmed. There's a scene from Silverstone where Damson Idris is walking through the paddock, and they shot that about 8 or 9 times. So I've got some photographs of them walking through, and it was about 5 seconds in the movie, and it probably took them half a day to shoot.
Wow. So it just puts everything in perspective. It's like the opposite of vlogging, because if you're making a daily 20-minute video, as I'm doing, then you have to try and reduce your filming because your editing time would be longer than the day, actually, otherwise. But with films, of course, they can do it completely the other way around. They can film for an entire day for 10 seconds of footage.
When they'd have the cars going around the tracks during races, you'd see the fans in the background. Those fans were there watching those cars. If you went to a race anywhere between 2023 and 2024, you were quite possibly in the film. So it's definitely worth going to just to look for yourself in that.
So it took them 2 years to film it.
Largely because of the writer's strike. So they filmed a big scene in Silverstone in 2023. They did some stuff in Hungary a couple of races later, and then there was the writer's strike, and that went on for such a long time that it wasn't until the following year that they could shoot some more. So there's this weird thing where it straddles 2 seasons, even though it's supposed to be set in 2023.
Mhm. Can you tell us a little bit about the plot?
There's 11 teams, and the weakest team is a team called Apex Racing. It's owned by a former racing driver. He's invested all of his money in it. He has a board that's quite hostile to him, and they've given him a requirement that he has to win a race by the end of the year, or they're going to take the company over from him and he'll lose everything. His number one driver has just resigned, has gone to a different team. His other driver is a young rookie who's very talented, but very, very raw. He goes and he finds one of the drivers that he was racing with when he was a driver and brings him out of retirement to try and win this race.
And to find out whether they're successful or not, we're going to have to go and see the movie. So, did you recognize all the things that you saw being filmed in the movie? Were you like picking out moments?
Well, there were quite a few scenes that I saw being filmed that just weren't used. So there was this really cool scene in Japan where they had these Japanese fans wearing Apex racing cars on their heads and cheering as the drivers arrived, and that all disappeared.
So, there's a lot of disappointed Japanese fans out there.
And what was also interesting was the Formula One drivers are all part of the show. They're all part of the movie. So you hear them getting mentioned, you see them on track, but none of them really have big speaking roles. So you still keep that kind of mystery of the drivers, but you know who they're up against.
It's a fascinating idea. I can't wait to see it.
One fascinating thing, at one of the races, they filmed one scene, but with two different drivers as being the main focus point. So they filmed it with both actors. The audience who were watching it wouldn't know what the outcome was, and they wouldn't know which scene they were used until they watched the movie.
And so they wouldn't be able to leak the storyline.
Exactly. So they would do really, really clever things like that.
So do you recognize all of your colleagues in the movie?
Some of them, a lot of the presenters played themselves. So Will Buxton, who he does a lot of the commentary for Formula One and for the Netflix Drive to Survive series, he has quite a prominent role. And I can see photographers in the background. So I'm going to, when it comes out on video, I'm going to sit down and go through each frame and try and find who's there. I've noticed a few people. I saw Jay in one of the scenes. He's looking down at his camera trying to pick his shot. But yeah, it was quite fun for that.
Nice. I can't wait.
It's really, really good. I think it's the highest grossing non-franchised film since the pandemic. It is really good. I've seen a lot of the commentary from other Formula One journalists and pundits being very critical about it, trying to get into the minutiae. Like there's a scene where Brad discusses tires, and they've said that that wouldn't really happen. But you could kind of nitpick and try and find the faults. I think it actually holds together very, very well. Maybe he didn't leave from the right garage in Abu Dhabi or something like that. But as a story and as a movie, and it really, really works.
And did you find it quite a true representation of the Formula One that you know, that you're in every weekend? Do you think it captured the essence of it?
I do. I really do. I was sitting in the seat, kind of like squirming around because the driving scenes are so realistic. I mean, they were realistic because they had racing cars and they put cameras on them, so the inertia and the speed you really, really feel. The drama is very good. The drama is well delivered. They've got scenes of the empty garages and the empty tracks, and I've been on those sort of those days where there's testing and there's no fans around, and they've really captured that feeling. Yeah, I think it's very, very well done. There's a lot of authenticity about it that I think people who are watching will enjoy. And you don't need to be a Formula One fan to watch it. It's very accessible. They explain all the nuances. They don't go into every single spark plug and yeah, brake differential and things like that. So it's an accessible movie. Yeah, it's fascinating to see the world that I know now portrayed on the big screen. I thought that was quite wild.
Were you sitting in the cinema, like wanting to reach for an imaginary camera to get the racing shots?
I did want to keep tapping on the person next to me, going, "Well, just over there, there's something just around the corner." So yes, so I think you should watch it, and I think you should let me know what you think. There's a link in the description below to a gallery of photographs I took from behind the scenes of the making of the F1 movie. So go and check that out, and you'll probably recognize a few of the scenes from the movie.
Exciting. I'm actually going to do that. But no, I'm going to do it once I've seen the movie. I don't want to spoil it. Well, whilst you are off on your glamorous existence around the world to Silverstone, I'm going to have my glamorous existence to the building site downstairs and check on the installation of the kitchen. I can't keep away. I'm just in that all the time, just like a fly on the wall watching it all happen. It's just too good. I can't wait for you to see it.
All right, until the next one, goodbye.